Just moving around. I'm good.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
seem
I'm
like you're out
straight.
of shape.
No, that's the one thing I'm not. I can honestly say that I'm not. That's a
Okay.
good thing about my health. I'm not out of shape, which
You got these people breathing heavy on the mic.
oh no, I'm good.
Not any of us, but I'm just saying.
No, I'm still moving around, getting stuff out of the way and stuff. So that's all. I'm good.
Okay.
Uh, what is this? 92.
Yep.
Moving right along. Episode 92 of First and Frame Rates. Myself, BF Baller, DJ 81, Bill's fourth. Man, we're just moving right along, and topics starting to jump around. The update
Damn,
happened.
why you say? Wait a minute. Why you say my name? Why your Bill's fourth? What
There was no intention of that.
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
But like I said, I mean, a lot of stuff happened within the last couple of days. We had to update the Madden. They have new abilities that are being locked out by one side of the game. Call of Duty actually saying they don't want any loot boxes in the game. They're going to give us a battle pass, which I'm in somewhat agreement with, but I doubt it if they're actually going to say no loot boxes to their game. At first, it seemed like that, but I don't trust them. I have to wait till like a year after the game is out for them to believe them.
Damn, a year?
Yeah, because I don't believe nothing at this point about what they say or do. But it's actually surprising that they came out and said it. But last time they said it with the last game, you saw what happened. And also put this title about Sim is over. The reason why I said that it's not anything to do with us, because we seek Sim in our games. We do what we have to do. We tweak things. What's up, Rome Rush? He's the first person to chat in the chat, and I talked about me and him had a little small thing about this on Twitter. It's like we go through so much to get simulation in our games. Are these companies really understanding what we want, and do they even care? Because, for instance, look at this thing with the new abilities in Madden 20 already. I mean, they're giving the abilities to a non-sim side of the game, but most of these abilities can be on the sim side. The reason why these abilities exist because of simulation. So it's this type of stuff that I'm trying to, I just want to cause a discussion with that. I know you guys got a couple of other topics y'all want to talk on. We can ad-lib those in as always. First and foremost, we're going to do our intros. Bills, what has been going on with you?
I just been watching my IG blow up. Shit was crazy.
Yeah, I heard about
night,
that. I heard about that. I heard about that. So what did you actually do for your IG to blow? Because I don't have an Instagram. I mean, I have one, but I don't use it.
So basically, well, the first thing is the quality of the content has to be there. Obviously, whatever you're putting out has to either be well thought out if it's a post, or if you're putting a video out, it has to be something that, is well done. And then from there, your hashtags are really what get people, what gets them to view it. And if they come across it and they like it, then they'll like it. If they come across it and they don't like it, then they won't like it. But either way, once you turn your IG into a professional or business account, then you can kind of view a lot of the, analytics of the page and things like that. So last night I had a video that had 714 views. Okay. That's without my marketing team, and then it had 100 something likes.
You mean to tell me you're using a marketing team?
Yeah, I admit I'm using them. Well, now I'm using a marketing team. They officially started last night, but yeah, I mean, so I'm starting to get some some people on Instagram to kind of view my stuff and get my music out there a lot more. So that's dope. And yeah, pretty much that's what I've been working on for the past day. Just kind of figure out what I'm gonna post, because I pretty much post 4 times a day. That's what I have to do with the marketing team to do their job. So yeah,
right. Okay, that's cool. Sounds cool. What's up with you, DJ? What's been going on?
Man, nothing much. I'm trying to remember when that game was that we punched our ticket to the World Series. Was it Tuesday? Was it Monday? Tuesday? Yeah. So pretty much I've been euphoric for the last few days. It's kind of winding down a little bit because we have to figure out who we're going to play. It's either going to be the Astros or the Yankees. So I'm just glad to, in my lifetime, get to see one of my teams, or at least one team of mine, play in the World Series. And
right.
So basically, we have 4 games left, 4 games to win. And it's possible if our pitching staff, we have 4 pitchers that can possibly do the job, but it won't be easy.
All right. Okay, sounds good. World Series, Nets, Bills doing this thing on IG. As far as myself, I'm just still working and just trying to find topics to talk about, man. Trying to keep it, as far as sports and sports gaming, keep
I mean,
gaming.
we could always just cancel it, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Or we could just throw all the topics away and just talk about people like they claim we do. Like we just don't. We just do this unprovoked. We just find people to talk about and just go
That'd be
there.
too easy.
All right, no, you
Way
mess with us.
too easy.
Trust me, we could do an episode like that. That should be way too easy, though.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that people need to know that we hit back. We don't just mess with people. But whatever. Freddie G, Chris Thomas, Rome Rush, like I said, everybody else who's here listening, what's going on with y'all? Appreciate you guys here. Let's just get right into it. You want to go with the picks, or we're gonna do the picks at the end like we normally do, right? I be getting confused. So
Usually we do it right because we have that first game that's coming up tonight.
right, okay, right.
First, so
Gotcha.
let's take.
So let's do our picks real quick, and then we'll jump into this Madden thing because this is like really it upsets me to the extent, but I mean I shouldn't be upset, but never.
I'm about to say, don't make these pieces of plastic or digital items
upset you.
upset you or be emotional over ever.
All right.
Unless you're playing the first moments of Homefront. That's a different story. They told a good story in that game.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's a very underrated game. There you go, DJ. That's one game we can agree on, right?
All I know is that when they shot the kid's parents and that kid was crying, I wanted to shoot every soldier in that at that point. So that's the rest of the game.
That was rough, right? That was rough to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right, on to the picks.
All right, so we got the Thursday night game. We got the 4-2 Chiefs against the 2-4 Broncos. Broncos are at home. I'm gonna take the Chiefs in a bounce back game.
Yeah, I'm picking Chiefs.
I want to pick the Chiefs too. If they lose to the Broncos, it's the beginning of a downward spiral.
It got to be panic mode.
You can't lose to Flacco.
I mean,
and 3 straight losses too, by the way.
Yeah, it'll be 3 straight losses. And
there are a couple of teams that have been going through long losing streaks as of late.
Yeah. We're getting to one of those teams. Rams and the Falcons.
Ooh.
It's the next game.
Rams all day.
Wait, where's this game taking place?
They're playing in Atlanta.
I always say the away team first. So, in Atlanta, I'm gonna go Falcons here.
Hold up, I gotta flip a coin on this one. I can't believe I'm flipping a coin on the freaking. What we got? I didn't even declare what was what. Well, we'll go with tails. I'll go Rams.
Okay.
I'm taking Rams. I don't believe in the Falcons defense. I don't get me wrong. Matt Ryan probably still light it up. The offense will probably end up scoring like 30 points and still lose.
Oh, and also just think about this. Now that Ramsey is on the Rams, so
right?
Yeah,
just shores up their defensive backs, and not like they needed it, but I guess they needed it because of injuries. So they got.
I still think even with Ramsey over there, I think Matt Ryan and company has still put up maybe 25, 28, 30 points. The problem is if the Falcons, yeah, I mean I think the defense they're the ones that's going to give up all the points. So I'll take another loss, 1-6.
I think Ramsey's gonna get cooked, and I think the Falcons take it. Dolphins at the Bills. I got the Bills. They sure as fuck better win because I got Josh Allen starting. So yeah, I got the Bills.
Okay,
I'm going Bills. I was tempted.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills, and I'm not tempted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's like a no-brainer with the Dolphins at this point. They have so much shit going on, and their team sucks.
Even when they had a chance to win, they dropped the ball.
Right. It's just
literally
even when they try to win, it's like, ugh. They're like, see, that's why we don't try to win. But Jaguars at the Bengals. This is interesting, but the Bengals are 0-6. Feels kind of like a trap game.
I'm picking the Bengals.
Yeah, it feels kind of like a trap game a little bit.
They just lost Ramsey. Is AJ Green healthy?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
the Bengals still beat.
Oh, I'm taking Jaguars in a close one.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Bengals. So
yeah, because remember last time you picked the Bengals.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
look,
I should switch because
they did better than I thought they were gonna do. They put up 17 points.
Yeah, wow.
Shit. I mean, they put up 17 points. You know that for them. I mean, shit.
All right, I'm sticking with the Bengals.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Why not? I mean, you know, Vikings at the Lions.
Lions.
Ooh, I want to pick the Lions so bad.
I'm picking the Lions because, you know, Kirk Cousins has had 2 straight good games. The streak ends here because he is a streaky player, and I don't see that streak lasting any longer for this game. So I got the Lions in this one.
I think the Lions are pissed off after that Monday night debacle, which was no fault of their own. I think they're just mad, and they're a really good team, especially considering what the expectations were. I'm definitely taking the Lions in this one. I don't know how bad Kirk Cousins is going to play, but I feel like half of it won't even be his fault. I just think the Lions defense is going to be crazy fired up, just pissed off at the world, and I got the Lions.
I mean, I want the Lions to win. I guess I'll pick them, but I want them to win. But I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, it can go either way, but I feel like just based on what transpired on Monday, I just feel like they're gonna rally around that instead of having to derail their season.
You know what? That's one thing. No, go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say it's just referring to the game. I was basically gonna repeat myself.
Oh, okay. Raiders at the Packers.
I'm taking Packers. I'm
going Packers with this one.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna overthink this one. I got the Packers.
But if you want to pick a team that could surprise an upset, that is prime for an upset.
Mm-hmm.
That game is prime for an upset game, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, they got a breakout tight end over there. They just re-signed, signed to an extension, I should say. Texans at the Colts.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Texans. You know what I say.
That could be game of the week caliber, but I'm taking the Texans.
I mean, until I see this man lose on the road, until I see him play bad on the road.
See, what's funny? I think I don't know if when we talk about updates in a later topic, probably the next topic.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to check, but it would be nice to see Road Warrior as an ability for Deshaun Watson.
Definitely. And also, well, I'll get to that. The next game is Cardinals and the Giants. I got the Giants. I'm sorry. I think that last week's game was just more an indication of the Falcons than the Cardinals being worth the shit.
Oh, yeah.
Is Saquon playing?
So. Let me look.
Either way, I'm taking the Giants.
Yeah, I got the Giants regardless, but
I'm going to go with the Cardinals on this one.
Says, I guess he's playing.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I just want to see how this one goes.
All right. Well, we picked the Cardinals, and that midget will let you down. Niners at the Redskins.
Niners.
Where's
Redskins? Yeah, B5 obviously is not here because of him showing up on Tuesday, I'm picking the Redskins. So
I'm gonna tell you, if they win on Tuesday, I promise you it'll be the first one in the chat.
You know what? Just because Richard Sherman's really starting to annoy me, I'm taking the Redskins.
I'm taking 49ers because of Matt Breda. Point blank.
This is bias all over the place.
I'm being straight honest. Just straight honest. I'm being straight honest. That's the reason why I'm taking them. There's no other reason.
And plus, Kyle Shanahan has some interesting things to say, which I agree with him since he pointed out pretty much what he didn't like about his time in the Redskins organization. Pretty much it was like, the players, coaches, stuff like that. Everybody was fine. It's just the people I have a gripe against. They can't get on the field. So
Yeah. Like he had a gravy in Atlanta, but that money called him, man. I mean, if it wasn't for that, he'd have still been there.
All right, this is an interesting one. You got the Chargers and the Titans, both coming off bad losses.
God. Can they reschedule this game?
Titans playing who again?
The Chargers at Titans.
Oh, that's an ugly game.
Yeah, that's Tannehill versus. I still can't remember his name.
Versus Noodle Arm Rivers.
I'm gonna take the Chargers, but that's reluctantly. That's not me.
Oh man.
Chargers,
Titans. I'll go with the Chargers on this one.
You know, just going on the side of drama.
Oh boy.
Just going on the side of drama.
You know how people feel about this.
Yeah, just going on the side of drama. I want to see Ryan Tannehill play well and him win to kind of validate Mariota getting benched. So I'm gonna pick the Titans. Pick the Titans in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Titans. I don't know about the Chargers. They're kind of looking like the old school fraud Chargers. So, Saints and the Bears. I can't bring myself to pick against the Saints again.
Yeah, the Bears still using their backup. Even with it doesn't matter. I'm taking the Saints.
I'm going Bears.
Yeah, I think it's the week that the Saints' luck runs out.
Because one, they're playing in Chicago, right?
Yeah,
and
it's colder.
You're right, and not only that, the
Saints
offense hasn't been prolific. They just done enough to get by. Bears defense is much better. Yeah. For another team to let just get by. Mm-hmm. So I can see the Bears winning it, but
and who do they have to match up against Tariq Cohen out of the backfield?
Yeah, I mean their defenses are more of a collective group instead of like one individual.
But that's what I'm saying. Once you end up making them into individuals, which is what they don't want, if you get them in that situation, it's going to be hard all game for them.
Yeah, I'm still going to take the Saints, close one, but I can see the Bears winning though.
All right, Saints. Okay, this is going to be a good one. Ravens at the Seahawks. I'm gonna take the Seahawks.
That might be the game of the week for real.
That I really do think that's gonna be game of the week.
Yeah, because the Ravens definitely shored up at corner, so they got a defensive backfield to worry about as of right now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the. It's hard for me to pick against the Seahawks at home, especially considering how well Russell Wilson's playing. He's just playing lights out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Seahawks in this one.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna take the Seahawks. Seahawks at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks, but that can go either way. But I'm gonna take the Seahawks.
I'm picking the Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, that's not a bad pick either way. Because the Ravens, they're capable of beating the Seahawks. Seahawks are a type of team that one week they look great, and then the next week they shoot themselves in the foot and just look like a totally different team.
Mm-hmm. See, it's gonna be interesting to see a team that is finally good enough to man up on the line against the Seahawks. And now you got Marcus Peters, so he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. And they said the Ravens are going to get slaughtered.
No, I don't see that.
I don't see the Seahawks really slaughtering anybody.
Yeah,
they're not that type of team.
They've never been that type of team.
Yeah, they're not really.
You're lucky. You're lucky with the Seahawks if you get over 20, 25 points.
I mean, much less the Ravens. The Ravens are a really good team.
Right.
With a really good defense.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even see the Seahawks putting up 28 points against the Dolphins right now.
Well, and to be honest,
they're just not that. They're just not that kind of team. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and the other thing, this could swing the complete opposite way if that bad line of the Seahawks rears its ugly head.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like I was talking to DJ, I said that's not a bad pick for him to pick the Ravens, but I'm picking the Seahawks basically off of home field alone.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, people forget Russell Wilson's been top 5 in sacks the past. I mean, well, damn near his whole career, but definitely the past 3 or 4 years. It's like the Ravens have a damn good pass rush. They have a damn good defense, period. So this could go either way. said
and
Lamar
you know,
Jackson will have an awful game. I mean,
it's possible.
I can see Clowney going off. Maybe the
No, I
Ravens don't have the best.
Clowney ain't going off unless of his contract season. That
Well, the
dude
Ravens have a bad offensive line too. This is like a battle of bad offensive.
That don't mean nothing. I mean, listen, if money ain't involved,
stop hating on Davion Clowney, man.
I'm not hating. I'm being real. That
pocket
dude
watching. That's what
that's what I'm doing. Goddamn. That dude don't ball until money involved, bro. I'm telling you.
Man, that actually rhymed. That's funny. Eagles at the Cowboys. DJ, do you even care?
That's another ugly game.
No,
that's my pick. No,
y'all bullshitting. That's gonna be another ugly game.
It's gonna be bowling shoe ugly. You got Jason Garrett, who nobody has confidence in at this point. You have the Eagles, who are coming off a bad loss. Ooh,
both teams aren't looking good right now.
They're not. I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
I can see myself taking the Cowboys as well, but it's gonna be one of those games. It's gonna be like, I mean, you're looking at what, maybe like 30. No, honestly, it might be a high scoring game. I'll say like 27-30 or something like that.
I think this is one of those games that could turn out to be one of them ugly primetime Cowboys losses at home. They always have them ugly ass losses at home in primetime. I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
All right. Well, this is simple for me. Fuck the Cowboys. Eagles.
All right. DJ says, "Fuck." Let me stop. All right, and in the last game, Patriots at Jets. I won't say this is a no-brainer, but I'm gonna take the Patriots. Ooh, I'm gonna take the Patriots. I mean, it might even be last-second field goal.
Patriots playing who again?
Jets at home Monday night.
No, this ain't gonna be a last-second field goal. Patriots won by 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, man! Offense, man.
They'll find a way to stymie the Jets' defense. That's the reason why. I mean, no, they'll find a way to stymie the Jets' offense. That's the reason why. I don't think the Jets will be able to put up any points. Yeah. And Tom Brady's good. And Tom Brady's good for at least 2 touchdowns.
I could say 14-3.
Yeah, something like that. I can see
14-3. I mean, our defense is dominant.
I'm sitting here. I'm really tempted on picking the Jets 2 weeks in a row. Do they crash here or do they go bombs away? I'm going to go bombs away, Jets.
Okay. Got a couple bold picks in here.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. Thad Radcliffe said the Ravens have good tackle. Yeah, the problem ain't the tackles, the fucking guards that always get blown up and then pressure right through the middle.
Yeah.
That's been there. I mean, Lamar Jackson's he ran for his life pretty much all last year. The year before that, they couldn't protect Flacco. The year before that, they couldn't protect Flacco. So, I mean, there's a couple of offensive lines in this league that's just like, fuck, how did y'all get jobs?
Right.
I mean, we got some historically bad offensive lines. We just do. So, especially the Texans. But anyway. Yeah, so
that's it for all of those?
Yeah. So you want to talk about COD now, I guess?
Or
we could go straight to Madden.
I guess we could talk about COD. I guess we could do that and jump back because I think Madden in the last topic about Sim, I think they kind of go intertwined. So we can pretty much talk about COD. Let me pull this up real quick. If you guys don't know that COD is basically not using microtransactions, and they say they don't want to use loot boxes either. So here's the statement that they put out. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Today, let's address the basics for the in-game economy for the incoming Modern Warfare. We are introducing a battle pass system, not a loot box system. All functional content that impacts the game on balance, such as base weapons, attachments, can be unlocked simply by playing the game. Let's highlight this. The new battle pass system will allow players to see content that they're earning or buying. Battle passes will be launched time to new post-launch live season, so you can unlock a new warfare themed content that matches each season. There's another thing on here that I wanted to see about I don't think it's on here. Well, basically what they were saying is that they're not going to have this. They're going to be a free and a premium content for the battle passes. So it's going to be a free side of battle pass and there's a premium side. But what they were saying is this stuff is not going to be. Here it is right here. They're saying that it's not going to launch when the game released October 25th. So the reason why they're saying that they are focused on making a day one experience awesome. Second, it is important to us that everyone who is playing has a chance to work their way through the new game and unlock rewards while that are waiting for you. So basically what they're not doing any loot boxes. They're not doing any microtransactions, but they're doing a battle pass, somewhat similar to a season pass from what I see. Also, from what I'm hearing is most of the stuff is cosmetic. And if you decide to buy something, you're going to see what is bought prior to you buying it, so there's not a gambling mechanic like you're opening up any packs or anything. Also, they're saying that nobody gonna be able to be a beast when the game comes out. So this stuff,
okay, we'll see about that.
I'm just saying what it says now.
I know, but I mean,
that the battle pass system is not going to be.
Good luck with that.
It's not going to be there when the game releases on October 25th. The problem with COD is people be a beast because they exploit the guns, they exploit the mechanics, not necessarily.
No, they camp. That's what they do. They sit there and camp.
Well, then you, on top of that, I mean, shit, I wish I could just get the game at 12 a.m. and play that shit 12 straight hours. I have a life.
Right.
But, I mean, half these dudes are going to be beasts compared to other people because they don't got no fucking jobs. They don't got anything else to do. They just play the fucking game.
So, chat, let us know your thoughts about this and in general. I know Ravens Nation already put out there saying that he's glad that there's no battle pass. EA ruined the industry with those. Yeah, even EA's coming out with a new Star Wars game, no loot boxes, but obviously, that game's more of a single player experience, which I kind of guess that Disney and Star Wars made them do that game. I don't think it was necessarily a game that was going to be put out there until the backlash, but nevertheless, Ravens Nation, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are feeling the same way because we said this last episode. I was like, people are getting tired of these loot boxes and people are getting exploited. And you hear stories about kids using people's credit cards, which we already know how we feel about that. That's some bullshit. But you see how people are reacting to this. It's a bad look on the industry. So they're trying to.
You said what? That's why Universal Pay needs to hurry up and get here.
He's talking about what Yang is proposing if he were to be elected president to eventually, because of automation in the workplace and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like people would get like $1,000 a month or something like that.
I thought he meant something else. All right.
Yeah, but
I was about to be like, never mind. Go ahead.
But like I said, nevertheless, like with all this stuff going on, people are just getting tired of it. So what they're doing is they're trying to do best of both worlds. They're trying to give you a place where you can buy the content you can see up front, which I kind of thought that's where they was gonna go at anyway. Like, look, if you're gonna get rid of loot boxes, they're just gonna sell you the stuff up front without no gambling mechanic. And they're trying to give it to a way that's more friendly to people who are against loot boxes, where say, yo, you're not gonna have this day one. So it's just gonna be real interesting to see how this play out. It kind of made me want to get this game more now. What are your guys' thoughts about this? DJ, you can go first.
Well, it's gonna be good. But the thing about it is that this is one of those situations where.
Wait a minute. Ravens Nation, we're not going to have Battlefield 4 slander on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I looked at that. I was like, I'm just going to ignore that.
Yeah, we're not going to have Battlefield 4
because they didn't introduce all that until like, well, you know what? It's funny because he just hit on something I was just about to say. I feel like all this will be introduced after the initial wave. That's why in one of the paragraphs you highlighted, it said we're going to let you play and earn your way before we put this in. So it's just like, you'll play, and then it's really when the battle pass gets introduced, and then if they were to possibly throw in a loot box or something towards the end, because even though they say on this,
my thing is, I understand what Battlefield 4 did, and I'm not condoning it, but the problem with that is, even though you got all the weapons, it still wasn't pay to win because those weapons are so balanced out. You can purchase all that stuff up front. Like I earned pretty much all my weapons, but you can earn that stuff. I mean, you can buy the stuff flat out and still be a scrub in Battlefield 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I never had a problem with Battlefield 4, because even though they did that, they still balanced the game to where it was still, you can get all these DRMs, but you still gonna get mopped if you get caught slipping.
Wait a minute. Are you sure you want to use DRMs? Because digital rights management, has nothing to do with
Did I say DRM?
Yes, you did.
I meant to say the other one. What's the other rifle? The other rifle that they have? Oh man, the
DMR.
The DMRs. My bad. I'm dyslexic, yo.
DRM.
Yeah, man. Don't do me like that. Anything else you got on that, DJ? Because I know I kind of cut you off.
Yeah, you did. But yeah, I feel like all that, the loot box and stuff, microtransactions will be introduced later. So that's what happened in Battlefield 4. But I just don't like, because when you set up a system based on the loot box system, just like they did for Battlefront 2, then you're pretty much at risk of ruining the base gameplay. Now, hopefully, like from what I played and what Bill's played and what I guess most of us played in what we played, the demo, the open beta, whatnot. Yeah. If you're playing it like that, then it seems like it's going to be fine up until they reintroduce all those stuff on the back end. So we'll see.
Right. Oh, what about you, Bills?
I was getting the game regardless.
A lot of people don't know that Bills is I think you're the bigger COD fan out of us three.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I can't get with the unrealistic ones any more than y'all can, but I have fun with World War II, and the old school CODs was still great games. But I'm not one of those people to say that Battlefield's not better, because it is most times, at least as far as realism. But I was getting caught anyway, because they're going back to my roots when I first started playing, right around the first Modern Warfare time. And so yeah, I mean, no loot boxes is a plus. We'll see how the people react to having to actually grind. That's not something that people in this generation like to do. They'd rather spend money than play the game, but yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's going to be a really good game. Hopefully the expansion packs that we're getting, because they're free, just because they're free doesn't mean that they are shit. We've seen that before. Companies say we're not going to charge you, and then the free content they give you is just utter shit. So, but then I guess on the other hand, you could look at it and say, well, it's free, so can't really complain. Well, whatever. Right. I mean, at the end of the day, it played really well in the beta. Anybody who doesn't really want to deal with that camping, there is a way you can combat it. It's called playing realism mode instead of core, because there's no map.
That's the part that's going to actually have me intrigued to play. I want to play that.
Realism was amazing. I was mad they took out gun game, but as soon as I started playing realism, I kind of forgot they took out gun game, because realism is a really good mode. You don't even see the points pop up when you shoot somebody. It's seamless.
Right. So they definitely took a page out of Insurgency, because Insurgency the same way. Oh yeah. You kill somebody, you don't see any points or nothing at all. It's just like you kill them, that's it.
Yeah. So it's called learning the maps. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't matter how much you learn a map. If somebody's gonna camp, they're gonna camp.
Yeah, pretty much.
They have a map to see that you just shot at somebody. They anticipate you coming around the corner. They pre-fire. You're dead. In realism, that don't work. Mm-hmm. You literally have to listen to the gunfire, keep your head on a swivel, and if you're camping, good luck.
Right.
Good luck, because people have good memories. You know what I'm saying? If you give gamers, if you put gamers in a position where they have no choice but to use their resources, the real gamers will be good at it. Now, the ones who need all those training wheels and shit, yeah, they'll probably struggle, and they'll complain about the radar like they did, the UAV. They complain about that. Oh, it's too small. Oh, it's placed on the screen. Shut up. Who cares? You shouldn't need a UAV. It's just like the shot meter. Oh, I want it by my feet. Nobody gives a fuck. But Yeah, like I said, overall, it's going to be a really good game. I'm getting it. It might not be day one, but I am getting it. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I think this is the first Call of Duty I'm actually excited to play since like Modern Warfare, the first one, Call of Duty 4. That game was flat out amazing. I mean, I love that game. I don't think I ever told y'all the story about that. The first Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4. When I first got that game, I had it on a 360, and I liked that game so much. What I did was I told my job I was sick for 3 days straight, and I did not go to work just because I wanted to play the campaign.
Jesus.
I did not go to work for 3 days straight. I was fine, but I kept calling in sick because I did not want to play that game.
I'll tell you that for anybody who didn't play that campaign, fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to play it now because it's been remastered on PS4 and Xbox.
Yeah.
And it's highly recommended.
Definitely.
Go back if we don't too much. I'm more of a campaign guy when it comes to shooters anyway, but that's one. That's a definite play.
And to be honest, it made me look at the campaign through new eyes with it remastered because you notice a lot of stuff on those old maps that you played originally. You're like, oh, wow, this just looks – it's almost like if somebody took, for me, like the original Driver and they, remastered it. I'd be like, holy shit.
That and another one nobody talks about, that and Battlefield Hardline. Those two campaigns are a must play.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says about Hardline. That campaign is a must play. It's very good.
Bad Company 2 wasn't bad either.
Oh, that's another
Bad Company 2 definitely had a good campaign. That first part in Hardline was pretty tough too.
Yeah, like when you was in the car.
Yeah.
A lot of people looked at the multiplayer and they just shitted on the game, but that campaign is really good.
The only thing about that is that you didn't want to record and upload to YouTube that first part because all the copyrighted music that was in it.
Right.
Public Enemy was like the first song. It was like the first song you heard because you had that car chase.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh man.
Anything else y'all want to add to this? I mean, I think we got our point across for the most part. I think this is a day one purchase for all of us. I'm looking forward to getting a day one.
Probably day 3 for me.
Probably a week or two later for me. It'll depend.
I want to get a day one just for the realism mode. I mean, that's it.
Right.
I want it for that. But
if WWE 2K wasn't coming out next week, I'd definitely get it.
Oh God!
Look,
really?
Look.
You really?
Look. I already pre-ordered it.
Yeah, he did. He pre-ordered the premium one too.
But ew.
Dude, I just to touch on that real quick. Just to touch on that real quick. A lot of people are talking crazy about that game, but my only thing is once the day one patch comes out, everybody gonna shut the fuck up.
Tell them again, Bills.
Because it's just all these glitches that these dudes that went down and played an older build, like they went down and played an older build and they said that there were a lot of things that were wrong with the gameplay, but in the same sentence, they would say, well, day one patch will fix that. All right, so then stop making it seem like the game is utter shit. The graphics, as far as like the lighting and things like that, are better than they've ever been. And the only thing they didn't do was basically bolster the universe mode, which a lot of people wanted. But for me, they fixed a lot of things that I saw wrong with universe mode. So I just look at things completely differently. I'm not one of the people who want the devs to do everything for me. I'm not going to complain about ratings when the game comes out. I'm not one of them people. So that's just me. I'm looking at the content. I'm looking at the roster update. I'm looking at the time that they took with those player models and how good the game looks. The fact that the gameplay is still going to be really good with all the new movesets and things like that. And the day one patch will fix everything that they talked about being wrong with the game. Now, if the day one patch, if there isn't a day one patch, then that'll be a different story. Then I'll just put the game down. I'll play something else. And when the patch comes out, then I'll pick the game up. It's not that complicated for me, but it's like everybody's like, oh, it's automatic no purchase. And then once the day one patch comes out, they're going to be like, oh, fuck, I should have bought it.
So Chris Thomas said that we should try Destiny 2. What you think?
I already have it.
I had no issue with Destiny 1.
I got it.
I didn't end up buying it though.
Yeah, I got it when it was free, so I have it on my hard drive.
Yeah, because I didn't end up buying it.
I don't have Destiny 1. I had Destiny 1. I had a physical copy of that game. I had it when I had GameFly, because that was around the time that early in the console cycle, it was cool to have try to get all the games and play them. And I played Destiny's 1, and yeah, it wasn't bad. I don't have Destiny 2. So.
I remember.
I beat the first Destiny, but one thing, VF, I posted something in private chat. I wanted to respond to Bills and his defense of WWE 2K20.
Defense? It wasn't a defense.
So go ahead and when you get that link, see if you can post it to the so people can see my thoughts.
Let's see what this is.
You know what? Yo, y'all gotta see this. That's not right, man. You wrong, yo. You wrong for this, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, look what DJ put. Man, you ain't right, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
He said he already pre-ordered it.
Like I said,
already pre-ordered it. Well, it's like people go to shut the fuck up when the day one pass comes out.
They are.
Meanwhile, while he's saying this is what's going through my head.
Man, why you do that, man, like that, man? That's jacked up, man.
Just like all these other
For
games.
$38, you can join Bills and get yourself a shirt.
Just like all these other
Join
games.
the club.
All these other games.
Corporate swooning.
The game is so broken. Oh shit, a day one patch. Exactly. So I'm over it.
You stupid. Hey,
in the past, you have complained about games with day one patches, so don't even go there.
Straight up, I forgot. Wait a minute. Damn all this. I forgot about the XFL draft to put in the title. I damn sure forgot about that.
Man, fuck the XFL.
No, we're not gonna do that.
No, we don't care. No, we already. Nah, that's okay. We can talk about that Tuesday. Recap, because they're not even finished with the draft.
Yeah, the draft was over yesterday.
Well, we'll talk about it Tuesday.
Yeah. We'll jump on that Tuesday. Chris Thomas, my bad. I totally forgot about it with this Modern Warfare stuff. We'll talk about the draft on Tuesday, as well as I know Bill's wanted to talk about the NBA debut, so we'll talk about.
He tries on his new T-shirt.
And on top of that, while we're at it, you guys can ask, think of some questions about the XFL draft and add those to the Q&A on Tuesday. So
yeah, ask questions like, why did it happen? And
I mean, come on, man. I mean, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, man. I mean, listen. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, I think it's going to, based on what I've seen in the draft, it looks like it's going to be better quality than the AAF. But that's
not. Are they allowing helmet to helmet? Why would they?
I'm not sure, but we can touch on all that on Tuesday. I totally forgot about it. I do apologize. I'm pretty sure that Chris Thomas forgot about it too, the way he worded his comment. So, nevertheless, let's get into this Madden thing. Madden update. This is a big update. I can honestly say it is. It's a pretty big update, and we're gonna talk about some of these abilities as well. Let's just scroll down a bit and let's talk about what they have. Highlights. They moved some people around. Some people got X Factor. Some people lost them. Dalvin Cook has one. He replaced Melvin Gordon. Jair Alexander replaced Ben Roethlisberger, which they're not the same position, but nevertheless. Let's see. Chris Jones replaced Cam Newton. I kind of see what they're doing. They're replacing players that's not doing that well, or they're not even playing no more in the league. No, I'm not in the league, but they're not playing no more on their team because of injury or whatnot.
I'm surprised they haven't dropped Trent Williams. He hasn't played a lick.
Yeah, that's true.
He still has a superstar ability.
Updated superstars: Cooper Kupp, Kevin Byard. What did I say? Byard? I can't say that.
Byard.
Yeah, Byard. Okay. Shaquille Barrett. Kenny Clark. Deion Jones finally got one. Melvin Gordon was downgraded from X Factor to superstar. Ben Roethlisberger was downgraded as well. These people no longer don't have abilities. Vander S, Cam Newton, Stephon Diggs.
They took Cam Newton completely off.
They took him completely
They're like,
off.
You got nothing, son.
Yeah, I had an issue. I had an issue with them removing certain people's.
Of course, they're gonna take the black quarterback from.
Yeah, come on, man. You're stupid. What's the issue you got, Bills?
I don't like them. Okay, do y'all notice every time they add an impact player or an ability, every time they add one, they take one away? I have an issue with that.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that.
There shouldn't be a give and take. It doesn't mean just because one guy gets one, another guy should get one taken away. Because
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna ask you a question about that.
Before you ask that question,
mm-hmm.
They did say at the beginning that they were going to do that.
No,
I'm just curious.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I think it's stupid.
I'm asking, do you think they did it because the game is coded that way? They have to have X amount of people with the ability.
They don't even know how the game is coded.
Right, I was going to say, I'm sure they're sitting here just saying, "Oh, well, we have to make some type of compromise because we don't want every team to have a guy like this." But in my opinion, that's stupid. That's like saying, "Well, we want to upgrade." Like that's like if NBA 2K said, "Well, shit. We didn't see Ben Simmons being able to shoot this well. Let's say he shoots like 40% from the line or something like that, from the 3-point line." And they go and say, "Oh, fuck, like we got to make him, a dead-eye shooter." Well, that means we have to take away JJ Redick's. No, what the fuck? Why have to take away?
I get it, but I'm just asking.
No, I feel you. I think that might be part of it, but I just think it's dumb. Like, you take away Vander Esch's. Why? Why are you taking Vander? He didn't even have it to begin the year, did he?
I can't remember. Probably.
Yeah,
maybe he had it and somebody else didn't have it that I'm thinking of. But I don't know, bro. It's like you take away Melvin Gordon's fine.
Yeah, you took away Baker Mayfield.
You take away Ben Roethlisberger. Why?
He still has superstar abilities. They just downgraded him from X Factor to superstar.
All right, all right. Here's a question. I mean, here's an answer to a possible answer to your question. It said, "Superstar X Factor reshuffling is a part of our ongoing continuous development plan to keep the rosters and players as up to date as possible with the events of the NFL season."
Now stop. Right now, you just said that, right?
Uh-huh.
Now it says keep the rosters and players as up to date as possible, right?
Okay. Yep.
Stephon Diggs just had 3 fucking touchdowns.
Oh, that's true.
And you also, even though they with this roster upgrade, they just upped Terry McLaurin's, but he has to have an ability by now. I'm like, it's already known that he's already a good route runner.
Right.
But it's like on one hand,
top end speed.
On one hand, you say we're trying to keep it up to date. Oh, by the way, Stephon Diggs, who just had 3 touchdowns.
And check this out. Jay Gruden is still on the sideline, even though in the commentary they talk about even though they talk about he was fired the previous week. Like, this bitch is still on the sideline.
That's like when Steve Kerr was commentating himself.
He was talking about himself.
Right.
Oh my god! But no, it just like I love how they put that little canned bullshit statement, and then they say, "Oh, by the way, the guy who just had 3 touchdowns, he's getting downgraded." Like,
and then again later. And then check this out. Late in that game that I was playing earlier, they're like, "Oh yeah, Jay's boys." I'm like, "No, but earlier you said he was fired."
And Chris Good, yes, and Chris Goodwin needs one, yes.
No, all right.
So then they'll take Tom Brady's away.
Yeah.
They'll take one of his abilities away. He's got like 10.
Oh yeah, true.
So let's talk about these new abilities that they have. The X Factor new zone abilities.
Wait, hold on. One thing before you get into this. One more thing.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off. Didn't they get a free slot from the fact Andrew Luck retired?
No. There's no free slot. No, there's no free slot.
There's no free slot. You just
there's
said
no free slot.
But you asked me
because Jacoby Brissett got it now. There's no free slot.
Jacoby didn't get it. It was
Did Jacoby get it?
It was T.Y.
Oh, T.Y. Okay, T.Y.
Yeah, he replaced him.
Okay.
So no free slot.
Okay.
Replacing
slot
players.
filled.
All right, go ahead.
All right, yeah, let's talk about these X Factors on the bit. You got protected custody. Ball carriers with disability are immune to fumbling when in the zone.
That's an ultimate team.
Ultimate. Oh no, we're going to get to that. Don't say that. We're going to get to that.
They can read just like you can, or whatever.
No. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the ultimate team side of it.
Well, they can read faster than you can. There you go.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and tell them about it?
Well, it
I'll tell
happens
you, it's
when you commit a
bullshit.
crime and you snitch on people. It's called protective custody.
You know what they should have called it? They really want to be trolls. They should have called this shit the 6'9" ability.
Oh,
No, that would have been
But
no, wait a minute. That's the QB spy.
Oh, but I mean, I don't. This is kind of like the Aaron Rodgers one, but
my thing is, I can relate to this one more because I can understand a player holding on to the ball tighter when they're actually trying to be, trying to be determined to get more yards. I can see that.
And then I would see that more of a CPU type thing that needs to be activated because
my thing is with Aaron Rodgers, his ability is affecting other players. That's a problem. This no fumbling one is only affecting the runner. That's actually he's affecting himself. So I can understand that.
Whoa.
But technically that would affect the other guys that are
they can't
sticking.
still try to hit
but you see what
and all of a sudden they can't.
But no, but
get the ball out.
But I get that. But what I'm saying is like
I get what you mean.
I can see a player trying his best not to get stripped because he's holding on to the ball. Compared to Aaron Rodgers, he's in the zone and he can throw it right at a DB and the DB drops it. That makes no sense.
Or swat it.
Chris Thomas says Marlon Mack needs something. He had a good game against the Chiefs, but I'll be honest, I haven't been keeping up with his season. But if he's balling out like that, then
I think he's actually been doing pretty good. I don't see him getting an X factor, but I do see him getting a superstar one.
I'll say this: if Jordan Howard has anything, take it away.
No, he could. I mean, they could have a new superstar mode called, on the bench. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
He's just not. I mean, he's just not doing that well. They have another one called Moss, inspired my ultimate team legend, Randy Moss. I need to say anything
a video of somebody.
I don't need to say nothing.
They will win contested catches regardless of coverage on
past 50 yards or more.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I seen a video of somebody they hot routed all their defenders to that one receiver, and that receiver still came down with
Wow, are you serious?
Oh yeah, I saw it too. Bro, they had the whole team down there.
Right.
They had the whole team down there. You still caught it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible. That's not even mossed. That's just what you call bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's flossed.
Like Randy Moss
got flossed.
Randy Moss has maybe mossed 3 people at one time. I think he did on the Patriots. That was it. He's not done it on the whole
That wasn't easy. That wasn't easy,
and it wasn't a bullshit throw.
Right.
It wasn't a throw where it's like Brady put it in a spot where he could get his hands on it. Some of the throws I'm seeing is literally like they're throwing them just you'd be like, oh, that's a pick. And then all of a sudden the receiver just goes up like, nope.
Or the animation plays out with the 2-man sequence.
Madden 16 all over again.
Oh boy.
Yo, that's crazy.
Thank God hopefully that stays in Ultimate Team. I hope they both stay in Ultimate Team. They need to stay there.
Here's the other ones. Superstar abilities, lumberjack, out of my way, goal line stuff, inside stuff. No outsiders, tank.
Wait. Okay, this out of my way one.
Defensive ability that always wins.
That's interesting.
Well,
I don't dislike it. It's interesting to me. I kind of want to see how
that one. That's like the only one I see right now that actually makes sense because look who they're winning the battles against.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I kind of like that because then we'll see. Here's where NY Kia's statement comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, NY Kia was asking why they're just upgrading these abilities instead of just fixing the core gameplay issues. My question would be, why is this so hard to do when weight and momentum is supposed to matter? Because if you're talking about it versus wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs, and most of the defensive players are going to have this, are going to be bigger guys, that should happen regardless of it.
Yeah.
Here's my take on that, because I'm glad you hit that, because that's exactly where I was going to go. But I'm on the other side and saying that I believe this is the devs' most interesting way of fixing those basic game issues that the run fits and stuff like that. Especially you look at inside stuff, goal line stuff, out of my way is even included. No outsiders and stuff like that. These are stuff that we're talking about run fits. So I believe this is the dev team's creative way of talking to marketing to fix the game. Using the superstar abilities. I believe
I could see that.
Because remember, totally Rex even said it before they canned him. Rex even sat there and said, yeah, I want to fix the game. But the marketing team's coming back at him like, well, we can't market these fixes.
The only way they can fix the game is if it's something marketable.
And these new superstar abilities in their name is marketable.
And that's why we've used that logic of, well, shit, we want the running animations fixed. I guess we're gonna have to get a running back on the cover, right?
All right. Yeah, pretty much. The other one, goal line stuff. Defensive ability, allowing quick block sheds against one-on-one run blocks within 5 yards of the goal line. I'm actually surprised that they actually have that as an ability, because another thing that we say that should happen depends on the ability of a player.
And more importantly, here's another thing that
you got guys like Aaron Donald, Grady Jarrett. You got other defensive tackles that could do this easily. They don't need a superstar ability to do this.
But here's my issue also with playing gaps. Everybody who's played defense and has ever been engaged with somebody knows that you can reach and tackle somebody. The fact that reach tackle isn't a thing in the game for defensive tackles is absolutely ridiculous to me, because most of the tackles that defensive tackles get, they're on reach tackles. They're engaged. The guy runs through the middle. They grab him with one arm, they disengage, and they tackle him. So that's another thing. They can alleviate a lot of this shit by just having reach tackles in the game. Because a lot of these open lanes they're running through, if a guy just reached out, at least slowed him down. I mean,
I thought they had him in the game. They had him in the game Madden 15, right?
They had him contextually in Madden 15, and they took him out.
Mm-hmm.
They said they were eventually going to make it something that you could trigger yourself, and we never heard anything about it again.
Okay, I don't see nothing else. All these other superstar abilities, they look okay.
Well, as far as the abilities, I don't want to add anything else, but there's an issue that I do have.
All right, what's that?
So if you go down to gameplay updates.
Oh, you going there yet?
Yeah.
Before you go there, I wanna one thing I wanted to talk about these new abilities before you go to. I know what you mean. Mm-hmm. Just look at this dev note right here, and this is going to segue to the sim is over topic. Mm-hmm. Look at this shit right here. That's all you need to see. All new abilities will be available in Ultimate Team and Superstar KO.
And also play now.
Yeah, play now. For existing franchise leagues, the abilities are added in a future title update.
And new.
For new and existing.
Right.
You're going to wait until later to put them in.
See, this is the bullshit that I don't like. Like, they shit on us every single time for us to try to have something that mimics what we see on Sundays. And now, for all intents and purposes, you have to pay for these abilities. These abilities are behind a paywall if you're playing with MUT. So this is another thing where I feel that they don't give a damn about this simulation stuff. They just want money in their pocket. But like I said, we'll talk about that later.
I have another theory.
What's that?
You remember when they had to tone down all the abilities in Pro Bowl?
Yeah, I remember that.
When people were talking about it? I have a theory that they test out all of these abilities on comp mode. And I don't think they touch them on sim mode. I don't think they give a fuck how they play on sim mode.
You know what? I would not be surprised if that's the case.
And I think that's another big issue. If you're testing all these things on comp mode, that's your first mistake. Because you're automatically going to get the results that you want, which is just outlandish shit happening.
Now, what is this that you want to talk about? This is
all right, so you see the first one that says, go down to gameplay. Yeah.
I'm down here.
So you see the one that talks about them reintroducing the stumble mechanic? That should have never fucking came out of the game in the first place. They're reintroducing something that happens. They're reintroducing the running back's legs being tangible to their linemen's legs. I mean, give me a fucking break.
The stumbling mechanic was first introduced in Madden 25 and NCAA 14. Why the hell it was taken out at the beginning? I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know it was taken out.
I did, because I would go to the replay and I would see my running back's legs go through my lineman's legs.
And meanwhile, in
Goddamn
the control map, you would still see where you can hit down to you hit up to keep your footing, and then the other one to dive. And it's like, okay, that's still there, but I've never seen my running back stumble or anybody stumble in the game.
Exactly.
All right, hold on. Before we finish, I'm gonna put this up on the screen, and I'm gonna make it very simple. NA, I don't know how long you've been around us or you've been around the simulation community. There's a lot of people feel that sim is what they feel, what they see in their game. Us three. Sim is basically what you see when you watch football. That shit needs to be replicated in the game. That shit that you see in NBA 2K, like even though they have their issues, when that game is running, you can see that being played out on an NBA game when you're watching it on TNT. When you watch MLB The Show, you can see that shit playing out like you see in baseball, outside of the ball going through the bat. PES, same thing. Any racing game, you can go to any racing game. When you watch the game running, when cars are running around the track, you see that when you're watching a NASCAR race or any other race.
Here's what's more important, though.
Basically, replication. That's basically what it is.
But here's what's more important, though.
Definition for it.
I went back on Twitter and I looked at a comment that Regular Dave and a lot of these other people said that I just think is so stupid. When they say that sim is based on the gameplay, not based on the player, that's not true. Because me and you played sim in NBA Live 14. Mm-hmm. It might not have been a simulation game, but we played based on real life.
Look, let me tell you something. One of the games that nobody talk about that's actually really, really sim, that's real sim, and people going to say things about this because the game is not 100% coded, because it's not coded well because it's an EA product. NCAA 14 is a very true to life college experience. They have the playbooks, they have the player tendencies, they have the type of players who run the type of offenses, they have players who run the type of defenses, they have coaching schemes, they got coaching carousels, they got defensive coordinators, they got offensive coordinators, and they have, oh God, you can go to NYK, he'll tell you, they have a plethora of playbooks that are replicated what you see in college right now. And that game is from 6 years ago. So when you're looking at simulation, that's one game. Like if you go play with the Mid-Tennessee, their playbook is basically catered to what Mid-Tennessee does. You go play with Georgia. Georgia has a pro-style offense. You go play with Oregon. When Oregon plays an up-tempo type offense, they run it just like that. So there's no definition of sim. It's basically we need replication of what you see when you're watching it on TV or when you're at the
sim is this is sim. When you watch the football game, when it comes on, and it's already on. If you turn over there and a running back runs into his linebacker, into his lineman, are his legs going through his lineman's legs? If they aren't, it's not sim.
Right. Sim
is based on real life. Sim is based on playing according to ratings and abilities of the players you are using, according to ratings and players on the opposite team. That's what sim is.
If I draft a running back that can break tackles and he's not that fast, I expect him to break tackles but still be slow. But the problem is, you have issues in some games that they don't even respect either or, even when the prototype of that player is fit for that prototype. That's the problem.
So NA says the gameplay is driven by sales, which it should. These aren't sold as hardcore simulators. I think the simulation tag is an industry loose term. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I'm
gonna tell you something. It's not even a loose term. It's a term that's not even used. That's why I got the title, the topic in the description. It's not even used in none of these games. Don't let that shit fool you. The only games that use simulation is these racing games out here.
And let's remember that EA, the Madden devs themselves, Rex Dixon, was using the term sim, and he got those definitions from folks like us.
And you see where that got
him. So gameplay is driven by sales only because they've dropped the standard. I say this about music a lot of times. People buy what you give to them. If you put out a sim game, people are going to buy it because you're Madden. if an artist that has a devout following puts out a certain type of album that folks might not think they'll like, they're still gonna buy it. They can listen to the song every day on the radio and say, "Fuck, I hate the song," and they're gonna start to like it. That's just how it works for the masses. If they to say Sim doesn't sell, I mean, it does. The gameplay isn't driven by sales. They dictated that by changing their tone and their development, their way of development.
Right, you got to understand what has happened in the industry since the last part of the year or so of the PS3 and the Xbox 360. You had situations where people started playing Ultimate Team and all this stuff, and they realized they were making money off of it. Who needs to make a sim game when they're making money like that?
And that's the thing. Madden could have nipped this in the bud a long time ago. They could have made MUT just as sim as every other game mode, but they didn't. So then they fell into that cycle of, well, fuck. Do we fix this or continue making money?
We basically segued into this topic. Y'all don't understand that simulation, these industries, NA said it perfectly. It's like he think the end of the tag is a loose term. No, they don't use it. Ravens Nation came right behind them. Racing and shooters like Armor, Squad, Insurgency. Right now, I don't even think Modern Warfare is using the term, but the fact that they give you a realism mode, they're telling you exactly what it is. It's basically a simulation mode. They have these games out there, but nobody, they're too far gone.
Yeah, but NA, here's the thing. The reason those games have been categorized as simulation as a base term is because there have been games more arcadey than them. But these games strive to be, I guess, simulation based on the player models and things of that nature. But that's the only way that it is sim. They've been deemed simulation, but as a broad term, we're talking about the substance of sim.
But you got to understand as well, when you go back to NFL 2K5 or Madden 2005, what were they pushing back then? They were pushing simulation. You had real differentiation of players back then. Right. Body types, weight, momentum. You had running backs that were small. They even had different animations for them to evade tackles.
But my point is, before the arcade games like Street, like NBA Street and NFL Street came out, there was no need to use the term sim because those were the only games out. It was just NBA Live. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to call it sim because there was no arcade. It was already accepted that it was sim.
Right.
So that's where the broad term comes from.
Not only that, they look, back then they had no choice. Yeah. They had to make it as close to what you see on TV as possible. NBA Live tried their best back in the PS2 days. 2K came around it with the Dreamcast, and they tried to do the same thing. That's what they were built on. They were built, even with Madden, 2K football. Hell, even 989 Sports tried it with their football game. They tried. They weren't trying to give you no gimmick. The gimmick started when, right after Madden 08 on PS3 and Xbox 360. Madden 09, that was the beginning of the gimmicks. Before then, they were trying to sell it. Even in the PS3 and the Xbox 360 era, Madden 07 and Madden 08, they actually tried to push simulation. Why do you think Madden 08 is still regarded one of the top games in the PlayStation 3 era? Not just the PC era. But even on the PS3, Xbox 360, people still revere Madden 08 with the weapon system.
I mean, the only true sim we have out there sports-wise is PES, and people are too close-minded to play soccer. So,
right. And I still give MLB the show the nod, even though they have their issues. Yeah. I still give them the nod of being a pure simulation baseball game. I give them that.
Yeah, they have issues, but that's what they aim to do. They aim to be. They don't even give, and that's what I consider a sim. A sim is a game that doesn't even give the outlet for arcade bullshit. They don't even have it in there. They don't give an option for it. If you want that, go play something else.
Like I said,
PES doesn't give you any type of arcade mode. They say you want to play that shit, go play PES. Go play FIFA.
My main thing is with this topic, I basically was thinking I don't think the industry as a whole. Now you're gonna have your places here and there. Like you're gonna have your PES, you're gonna have your MLB. Hell, you even gonna have your 2K basketball at times. They're gonna give you a glimpse of what it's like to have a full-on simulation, but a game that's to push 100% pure simulation, that's never gonna happen again.
Run Rush. I'll give you one better. Rome Rush. Rome Rush said they're gonna reintroduce rest as back of the box feature for Madden 21. I'll do you one better. They're gonna reintroduce refs on the field, and they're gonna call it dynamic referee AI. And they're gonna say each referee calls the game differently according to his traits, just like they do in MLB The Show.
Damn, I was about to say that too.
That's how they're gonna do it. Watch.
That's a PS5 exclusive.
Yep. Well, shit, we couldn't fit it on the disc on PS4, so you just got to get the updated version. And no, we're not giving you the $10 version this time. You got to buy it full price.
Right, exactly.
Man, they need to do something with their living worlds.
They need to call it Dead Worlds because that's what the fuck it is.
Living World's been on the topic.
The Walking Dead.
Right.
Living World's been on the top tier of complaints since Madden 25, bro. We're about to go an entire generation without what was being advertised from the beginning.
Yeah, and the worst part was if they didn't bring that shit up, nobody would have talked about it.
Right.
But they brought it up. They came out in front and said, Living Worlds. We saw it in a lot of other games way before we saw it in Madden. We see it in NHL.
Yep, NHL.
And they've improved.
And that's another game. That's another game that you're going to get glimmers or not damn near full on sim.
Well, sure, we had to work hard for that, but
that's another thing. They try
though. They try.
But that's another thing that I was talking about Rome on Twitter. It's like we got to go through so much just to get a coherent sim experience. We should not have to do that.
But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I like this is what I like about having to do all that work is that these games like NHL and NBA 2K, they give you the tools to make that possible. Now,
and they create dialogue.
Now the thing is, we're not getting paid $60,000 to $70,000 a year
mm-hmm.
quality testers.
Yep.
I think a lot of us, that especially you and I, Bills, especially with the NHL, we could be employed right now. Well, you wouldn't have to worry about that because you got a singing career that's about to blow up. But
I appreciate that.
But be a QA guy and specialize in slider adjustments and stuff like that. Man, that'd be right up our alley.
And that's the thing. If they were so serious, okay, and I'll bring back up WWE 2K for a second. Yeah. Now, everybody's talking about how bad all these YouTubers are just bashing the game, right? I find it a positive. Because you'll never see that from Game Changers. You'll never see
that. Is true.
These 2K dudes were coming on this game. They were literally telling people don't buy the game. We're not recommending this game for you. You'll never see that from Game Changers.
And then, that's one of the most.
You barely hear it from the Madden Game Changers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one most disappointing thing when I peeped game about the Game Changers. Like, don't get me wrong. Cool with a couple of dudes over there, nice guys or whatever, but when
they know what it is.
That's what I'm saying. When you have to do what you have to do to stay a part of that program, I seriously have a problem with that because at the end of the day, I need to speak my mind. I got to, and I had to run somebody else off of the comment section because I told him I was gonna speak my mind regardless. But we're not gonna talk about that person.
Wait, what?
We don't talk about soft people around here. But
nevertheless.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do that, and I think that's what makes our podcast a lot different because when it comes to sports, when it comes to games, we're all fans of our teams, but we don't kowtow and just blindly defend the bullshit. We don't blindly defend these games. If it ain't right, it ain't right. You know what I mean?
You did bring up something that we are going to revisit in this podcast. How many topics do we have left?
No, we're done with the topics. Actually, I mean, I didn't think we was going to segue to the sim topic. We did like seamlessly.
But one more thing on the sim thing. One more thing on the sim thing. So this brings me to the next gen prognosticators. Everybody, oh my god, it's going to be completely new.
Oh god.
My thing is when you spend a whole console generation, I mean, what has been 6 years? You spend a whole console generation promising things will be in next year, and you still haven't like do people realize that Madden's base of how it plays still isn't set yet?
Listen,
I'm
saying it right now. Fuck all that. It's gonna be status quo next generation.
I wouldn't be surprised, but what I'm saying is, how can we believe that next gen is going to be different when Madden hasn't even set a framework of how the game moves? They put in movement that improved the game and they took it out within the same year. So It's like, how can you trust in, I hate to say this, a dev team that has put out game after game this entire console generation and they still don't have the base fundamentals of how the game plays? I mean, we just got to superstar abilities in the last year of the cycle. We got to running animations in the last year of the cycle. It's just like all this stuff we got to last, and then now people either want it taken out or
the only thing I can think of. The only thing I can think of is that if they were actually working on a brand new engine for the next generation, that's the only hope we have. But I think even with 2K, PES, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're going to be bad games, but I don't expect nothing to blow us away because we kind of thought it was going to be the case the last generation to this one, and for the most part, to be honest, if you look at PlayStation 3 games and you look at PlayStation 4 games or 360 and Xbox One, we pretty much got the same games at higher resolution.
I'll be honest, Madden 25 was the closest we got, and we got further and further away.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Madden 25, even watching the gameplay when they originally did that Adrian Peterson practice mode versus the Redskins and they showed the running animations, I can seriously get behind this.
And you can also see how the players are interacting and how the blocking was. You actually had double pass blocking.
Yeah.
Saw how the pockets was actually being formed. That was a big deal. A lot of people don't understand that the pockets was never being formed correctly in the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era. DJ, I think you did this long time ago when you were showing how a line creates a pocket, but I think this was back on the PS2 days or something like that.
Nah, that was on PS3.
That was on PS3?
Actually, it was on my 360 because I was with Microsoft at that point.
Yeah, that was a very old video. But I'm just saying, it's like those type of things were not at the forefront until, the PlayStation 4. And then they kind of scaled back from it. So it's like next generation, I don't see anything anything different unless the only thing that I will be sold on if they actually built a new engine. And that's the way I look at it.
I mean, anything outside of that, and I don't see what they could possibly do that would be groundbreaking in the first place, because the base way the game moves, the base way that the player models are made, everything would stay the same because you need a new engine for stuff like that. So anything other than a new engine, what's the point in even buying it?
Oh yeah, they just have to and they're not going to do it because they've had a couple of chances to do it. Is rip out the source code or find out from somebody who wrote that source code so they can know what the hell is going on in there.
The only thing I can say is I think they finally, the one reason I think they may, keyword may, have a new engine is because I think they finally come to grips with the fact that they need to build their own engine.
Yeah, because they
understand. Because Frostbite was not meant for sports games.
Yeah. No.
So
that's why NHL is like, hell no.
Yeah, so the fact that maybe they thought, look, we will build our own engine for the next gen, and we'll be able to understand exactly how it's built because we built it, and we'll try to bring over the things that we have on this side of things. But, if we can't, then, we're just going to have to bust our ass to build upon this new engine that we made. But either way, it'll be better for the game. I think they know deep down inside that there ain't much they could do with this.
Yeah,
other than to build a new engine.
You gotta understand, this game is built off of Xbox 360 code. This is still a Madden 06 coded game.
Mm-hmm.
If you see Madden 06 on the 360, it's basically that game just been worked over millions of times.
And we've known this for the longest time. So
we said that for a long time.
If anybody wants to coin somebody else, they've also known it a lot at the same time that we did. So
yeah, pretty much.
All right, so now we got that out the way. So a topic that we
wait.
I think that's what I was addressing.
NA.
I was addressing that. I addressed that. That's why I said what I said, because that person has known that for as long as we have. It's not an original thought from one person. So,
hello, what's up with Gadden's point? What is that? What I'm missing?
It doesn't matter.
I just want to know what the point is. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, if NA wants to reveal that, then he can go right ahead. He's free to chime in.
No, I just want to know, what is his point? I mean,
well, that's what NA has to.
Apparently, his point is what I said. Apparently, that they need to build new engine, which people.
but y'all have to understand that even though the fact that we're at odds with people like Gadden and Ryan Moody, y'all have to understand that all of us have the same ambitions and goals as far as these games go. It's not
even about that. No. Hold on. It's not even about that. We all were on the same side at one point in time.
Right.
So it wasn't like everybody was at each other from the get-go. So
right. It's not like the same things that these guys want, we want too. We just look at it from a different angle.
We go about it the way we display our desire to get that is just we have different levels of emotion. We have levels of how far we go.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. You're never going to sit here and have us to say that we disagree with everything they say. I mean, it's just the way about they do things.
Yeah,
but as far as them wanting certain things in a game, I can guarantee you it's probably about between 80 and 85% of the same things that we want. They want the same things we want. Gadden wants the same thing that we want, but we're just not with the Save 65 shit. We're just not. That doesn't mean that we don't want the same things. We're just not about to sit here and kowtow and try to tell you not to buy a game. We're not going to do that.
Right. People have their own choice. They have their own eyes. They can make their own. They have their own minds. They can decide for themselves what they want to do. I'm like, if anything, we inform people and just keep it at that, because those that are listening, most of us are adults. I'm sure there are kids watching, and I know it's a shame we curse and stuff like that, and kids are watching or listening. But we just leave it to folks to follow their own path. Because it was proven that trying to do it as a collective did not work. No matter what we did.
That's the other thing that we've said for a long time. Just to touch on this for just the last time, we've talked about this for a while as far as like what everybody's role is as far as getting simulation. Everybody doesn't have to make breakdown videos. Everybody doesn't have to do podcasts like us. Everybody doesn't have to live stream. We don't try to, and we're going to talk about this in the next topic, police what people do and how they go about it. We all do agree that we want I don't think anybody is out here except Gadden. I don't think anybody is out here hoping that Madden sucks on a year-to-year basis. I don't think anybody is out here, as far as the people that we're talking about, present company included. Nobody wants Madden to suck.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no community leaders whatsoever.
Whoa,
not at this point.
There's too many egos.
So to me, it's just that, people have equal responsibility within the community. I'm not even in that community anymore. I think all three of us are really not in that community.
Yeah,
some people try to pull us back in, but no one wants to go back into that hellhole.
We talk to people in that community And
that there's stuff beyond that community that you guys need to look at.
I think we separate ourselves from it based on the other topics we talk about. We don't just sit here and just talk about
and the other games that we play too.
Yeah, other games we play. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, let's keep this shit 100. I mean, how many other people that are in the quote unquote sim football community actually playing other games? Let's keep it 100 now.
Yeah, people spending $400, $500 on consoles just to play one game, and then they get mad because their game sucks when there are other games to play.
But
no one held a gun to their head just to play one game and spend all that money.
And you know what the issue is? If somebody did an NBA Live breakdown, what they would find is something that wouldn't be very popular in this community, which would be that the base fundamentals in Live 19 were a lot of times better than the base fundamentals in NBA 2K19. But that's not the popular thing to say because all people see is Brittany Griner dunking on everybody doing windmills and shit. So when it's hard in this community to be transparent. Well, I should say it's hard. We do it all the time. It's hard for others to be transparent about what they're seeing on their TV screen because there's clearly a disconnect between what they're seeing on the TV screen and what they post. So NBA Live 19 breakdowns won't work because A, people would be like, well, it's a lost cause, the game sucks. And B, they just wouldn't believe some of the things that actually are in the game that they claim aren't. So that's the thing. People aren't allowed to admit they won't allow themselves, I should say, to admit that they're wrong about certain things. And I had a situation the other day on Twitter, and I'll bring his name up, Hollywood Sports.
Again.
Hollywood Sports wanted me to repeat redundant information that both of us knew just because somebody else might be reading. Despite the fact that it was a conversation between us two, nobody else is really tagged besides DJ, who saw all of this transpiring. In a community
from it.
In a community where things like that are happening, it's like, come on. It's like if me and DJ are talking about driving, and every sentence I gotta be like, now DJ, remember that fucking red sign means stop. Like no shit.
I thought it meant go.
well, because
in a way,
because Johnny, who's 9 years old, might be reading, God forbid, and well, shit, he doesn't know what a stop sign means. It's ridiculous. That's the type of stuff that you deal with in this community, and that's why we just try to separate ourselves.
Yeah. What was the other topic you wanted to hit on?
Talk about fandom.
Yeah, people policing other people's fandom. I had a conversation just yesterday? Yeah, just yesterday with let's see. I responded to one person that, and I'm pulling up their tweet now. No, that's not it. That's funny. I had it just a second ago.
Joe Flacco was getting attacked out here. Good God.
Oh, thank God. That's the way it should be.
Oh, no. Oh, I was about to say.
Let me find it. Okay, yeah. So we had a person that I just recently followed, and he put up as a tweet, he put up, growing up as a native Washingtonian, I was an Orioles fan. There was no team in D.C., and Cal Ripken Jr. was king. With that said, I cut ties with the Orioles when my hometown got a baseball team. It's that simple. So, everything's cool. I'm reading that. And then I get a response from somebody that I know in real life who's a big time Orioles fan. He was like, so you weren't a real fan. Got it. So I eventually had to chime in. And I think my response.
Well, first, before you get to that, give people who weren't on the podcast the other day, give them an idea of what we were talking about.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about the fact that, people tend to police others' fandom by wearing their badge of honor at the suffering or the context of their fandom and using their past history to judge others, whether they're a real fan or fake fan, bandwagon, front runner, whatever.
Which real fan doesn't
playing gatekeeper, basically.
Real fan doesn't exist. It's a made up term. It's stupid. It's childish. It's like a fucking penis measuring contest. I've been cheering for him for 16 years. How long have you? Who gives a fuck?
Man, why you had to say penis though? That's gay.
Really?
Why you have to say penis though?
That's what you said.
What would you want me to say, Johnson?
We are definitely gonna get banned for show. All right, but okay, I found my response. I was like, get the fuck out of here. That man reached his breaking point with the Orioles, and I understand his frustration completely because I had the same thing. I was an Orioles fan back in the day, and I got tired of Peter Angelo shortchanging our players at the point. We had Mike Messina, that was the ace of our staff. He told that man to walk. I walked too. and then when the Montreal Expos, and that's another thing I'm gonna chime on. When the Montreal Expos was tired of being in Montreal, they came down to DC and became the Nationals. And I'm a Nationals fan because, DC is my
that's your home. Yeah,
that's my home. But the fact that this really blew up based on the fact that the Nationals are in the World Series. So people are policing others because they weren't there when we were there, like when we lost back-to-back 100 games, back-to-back seasons. They weren't there to watch the heartbreak and whatever. And it's like, I don't care. Have a seat. Here's some beer. Here's some peanuts. We got potato chips. Let's watch this series and enjoy. Teams build fan bases all the time. Where do you think they come from? You're not going to always have this. You're going to have there's tiers. There'll be hardcore fans. Then you have casual fans, fair weather fans. You're going to have all types of fans, but you're not one person in that base can play gatekeeper for another because you don't know what brought them to that point. Like I said, my man was like, I'm tired of Orioles losing all the time. I had it. My breaking point was Peter Angelo's shortchanging players. So, and then there was another random person that made mention of the fact that if you weren't around when the Nationals were losing back-to-back 100 games per season, then you're not a real fan. And I'm sitting there like, the Washington Nationals are not even a real team if we go by your logic, because they were in Montreal previously as the Expos, and they sucked. Then they came to us. We start. Let's see. Our first year we went 81-81 with Frank Robinson. God rest his soul. I wish he were here to see this because he would be. Trust me. I was thinking about Frank Robinson when we clinched the World Series berth, and
wow, what a stupid fake.
And I just look at the fact that when you're winning, you're gonna gain more fans. When you're losing, you're gonna lose them. Example, Washington Redskins. Look at their stadium attendance and look at the amount of visiting fans that are visiting FedEx Field because the Redskins suck on the field. They suck off the field. You got players that don't want to. You got players that don't even want to be a part of the team anymore because.
This is my thing. Okay, team sports and even music to a certain degree are like. Or, it's kind of like that with TV shows too. It's like, these are the only things where people are like, well, if you weren't watching when such and such happened, you don't have the right to be a fan. It's like, oh yes, because I was definitely going to be a fan of Mike Tyson when he lost to Buster Douglas and went to jail. That was definitely a time to hop on the bandwagon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in boxing, they don't do it because they know how stupid they'll sound. So they do it in team sports because they consider that more of a camaraderie-based sport. But it's stupid because, like I said, a casual fan who didn't really grow up a sports fan who turns on a game one day and says, I like the Patriots because I like this player, even if it's just the way he wears his fucking socks, for Christ's sakes. It's his prerogative to like that team for that reason. You can't strip somebody of their fucking fan card just because they weren't a fan as long as you, just because they didn't cry themselves to sleep after we fucking had a guy catch the ball on his helmet and beat us in the Super Bowl. Yeah, so, it's fucking ridiculous. You weren't a fan back when we lost to the Packers. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. You're wearing misery. Like I said, you're wearing misery as a badge of honor.
Right.
Just like these women, and I know this is gonna piss people off, and I don't give a fuck.
Oh boy.
Just like these women.
I don't think wait a minute, hold up. I don't think management approves of this. Just a pre-warning.
There ain't no management. I'm part of management. just like the women who keep going back to these friends who ain't shit, who steal their man and cheat on them. They keep going back. Well, I stuck with you all this time. No, you're a fucking idiot. It's no different. If you cheer for a team that breaks your heart and doesn't care about winning, and then they just happen to start winning, you don't get to brag towards other fans who just hopped on the bandwagon. It's not how this works. Like I don't get people, bro. Yeah, well, if you weren't listening to J. Cole back when he was only making mixtape, I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Who knew him? Okay, I'm a huge J. Cole fan. I'm one of the biggest J. Cole fans I personally know. At the same time, I'm not saying you can't listen to J. Cole and claim to be a fan because you didn't listen to him back when such and such. And it's just stupid. Stop trying to police how other people enjoy what they indulge in. I hate when people try to police shit like that because it's all about enjoyment. At the end of the day, it's all about enjoyment.
I mean that just goes to what we were saying about these games in general. It's like I get it. Madden is this, Madden is that. They want another game. They want the game to be better or whatever. But when you see somebody else playing the game and they may have their opinion about playing that game, you should not. You may have your opinion about it, but you're going to constantly go at them for playing that game. That's a problem. More, I don't even think it's a problem the fact that they like the game. I think you just have a problem with that person.
I mean, what are we going to tag every MUT player every day? You fucking suck. Like what? Right. Like for what? What do we get out of that? Who cares? They're not playing in my fucking living room.
Right.
I mean, it's people are too worried about what everybody else is doing. They're not worried enough about what they're doing. Their priorities.
Damn, boy, you ain't lying about that.
The priorities, they're just all out of whack. They're too worried about what everybody else is doing. They always have to have an opinion on something that isn't their fucking business. And it's annoying. I mean, we saw.
The thing is, if you have an opinion about something, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't have an opinion about it. No. And maybe I'm not saying you shouldn't speak up on it, but when you about to say some dumb shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't that goes across proper etiquette, then you might need to just shut the fuck up.
Right.
This is the same problem I had when we were talking earlier about a few weeks ago when Bill said he was going to roll such and such. I said my only problem is not the fact that he came into my Twitter with his opinion. He actually came to me talking about he was offended. I was like, dude,
right?
That's not my problem, man. I'm like, dude, if you was that offended, you shouldn't have responded.
People get offended by shit that ain't even being said to them, ain't even have anything to do with them.
Exactly.
It's like they're so pissed off about your opinion.
It's one thing about have a difference of opinion that you can have direct dialogue and how you can learn something from it. This is the reason why we want you guys to be talking in the chat. This is the reason why we want that back and forth dialogue. But when you have people that come into the chat or just coming on Twitter saying some of the stupidest stuff and they turn around and get roasted for it, they have nobody to blame for themselves because they know what they're saying is dumb.
Because that's what happens is just like DJ when he calmly and fucking swiftly sat a lot of these people down that were saying foolish shit about the fandom with Washington. It's like I have to do the same shit with Patriots fans. Well, you're not a real Patriots fan. I said, okay, am I supposed to be insulted? I never claimed to be a real Patriots fan because a real Patriots fan doesn't exist. I'm a Patriots fan. There's not a fucking expiration date on that.
Yeah, man.
And my fan card can't be revoked. I could come out tomorrow and say I don't like the Patriots anymore, and that'll be that.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like people just don't realize.
Is Patrick Mahomes hurt?
Who knows? I mean,
oh shit.
There goes our pick if he is.
Oh, what happened? How
who's
bad
their
is he
backup?
Bro, he's down and like couldn't even get up, and as soon as he landed, he automatically like called to the sideline.
Oh, help. ESPN about to have a problem. They ain't got nobody to talk about.
You know, as soon as you said that, I had that tune playing in my head from Tecmo Super Bowl when the player gets injured.
Yeah.
That was playing.
You're not a real football fan. Yeah, it's like what? You know what? I'll bring up something else that you might not know about NANA. Somebody told us that because we played Madden, we had no nuts.
Yeah.
That's how far this shit went.
And you wonder why we try to get away from the community.
Right. Yo, he said we've been castrated because we played Madden. He said the Madden players, this is a quote. He said the people who want sim need to separate the Madden players. Yes, people who play a game need to separate the Madden players from the rest of us that want sim. Now, how foolish does that sound?
The moment he said that we had no nuts, I was done.
Bro,
that man was playing identity politics in the sim community. That's shameful. Crazy. That was shameful when it occurred. Crazy. Mind you, it did occur back in the day.
That's another thing.
You're right. In a question mark. If
that happened in this generation, we could have sued the fuck out of him, yo.
Right.
Yo, we could have been like, first off, we all identify as men. so we suing your ass.
You wonder why you don't see Versus around here no more. Versus got tired of that shit.
Versus got tired of dumb shit. Revolve got tired of the dumb shit.
His last video was in 2018, surprisingly.
I mean, like I said, stop trying to police what people play, what they watch. I don't watch Power. Am I going to tell somebody else to stop?
Especially how they spend their money.
How they spend their money, pocket watching. Hey, you want to spend $5,000 on my team?
I mean, we're going to talk about it, but we don't give a fuck.
We're going to talk about you? Hell yeah, we are.
I mean, we're going to talk about it, but we're not going to tell you not to do it. Like, look, listen, this is what's going on.
Whoa, they said Mahomes' legs look.
No, he was walking, but he might be hurt. He's walking with some assistance just now, so it's definitely not broken. But
okay,
no, I was just saying, like, yo,
he looks like he's okay. He looks like he's okay.
No, we were just saying, like, yeah, we're going to talk about that person who spent that much money, but it's like we're not going to tell you not to do it.
No, we're not going to tell you not to spend $5,000. We're going to talk about you spending $5,000. We're going to say we wouldn't do it, but we're not going to be like, hey, straight up, you shouldn't do it. We're not going to call you an idiot for doing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's entertainment for the podcast.
We've
TSA
Sim Avenger. I mean, hey, there's a lot of Sim Avengers out there.
It's funny how somebody shows up way late at this time all the time, right?
Don't do that.
But what y'all talking about?
What else y'all got for the rest of the podcast? Y'all got anything else y'all want to add before we go?
I want to add that Matt Moore has somehow, some way made his way into an NFL game again.
Wow.
Yo, Matt Moore is like the quintessential backup quarterback.
Bro, Matt Moore's highlight of his career was being mad because they were going to start Ryan Tannehill over him in Hard Knocks. That's all.
You know what? I'm not even mad at Matt Moore. Matt Moore is like getting that bag. It was like, listen, bro, I already know my role. I ain't trying to win no games. Bro. Y'all just call me for the 5 plays y'all need me.
He came in and
Matt Moore said, yo, I'm good for about 2 games a season. Your quarterback's down, I'm here.
You remember when Tannehill got hurt that year that Miami was playing really well in the first round of the playoffs? Tannehill was hurt and he started.
Yeah.
Who did they play against? I want to say the Bengals.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, I think it was.
Game was awful.
Hey man, Matt Moore is out here playing it straight.
Well, maybe it was the Jaguars.
Matt Moore, it probably was the Jaguars because the Bengals didn't win a playoff game.
It was the Jaguars, and Bortles played off.
Moore about to throw his first touchdown of the season. Watch.
Ugh.
Yeah, like I said, I ain't even mad at Matt Moore. Matt Moore is out here like, listen, I'm your back. I'm your guy. I'm good for about 3 to 4 games max.
Ew.
Of what?
Hey, I'm just going. Hey, listen. Hey, I ain't gonna tell you gonna get. Hey, I'm not gonna tell you gonna get good results. I'm just gonna be there.
That's going to that last play. Ew.
That was awful.
Hey, listen. He said, "Look, the only thing you need to know, I'm gonna be a backup, and I'm not gonna get hurt. So if you need a guy,
Matt Moore needs to be the backup's backup.
Hey, listen. As long as I'm getting paid."
I
can promise you that seems like that's his mentality. He's like, yo, what team you need me on?
He said, "Did you hear about the Brock Osweiler finesse?"
Yeah,
No.
I'm not. I don't think it's too much of a finesse. I think he actually did okay in his career. He just flunked out at the end. He
All for
retired.
nothing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he was a bad QB. I just think that at the end of his career, he just flunked out.
Brock
he had good moments.
Brock Osweiler was what happens when all you do is look at how strong somebody's arm is and how tall they are.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying that the dude was like all that. I'm just saying he was good at amount of time. He was good.
But that's what he was. He was a, oh my God, look at him. He's the size of a prototypical quarterback. Like he was like the Ryan Leaf signing. He was like the Ryan Leaf, like, oh my God, he's 6 foot.
Ryan Leaf was trash though.
No, but what I'm saying is, you remember when you remember.
you know he got a job at like some ESPN Plus or something.
Yeah,
like commentating games.
Yeah. Well, that and wasn't he like a football coach after he got out of prison?
I can't see that. Was he really?
I think he was. But
wow.
But it's just like you remember.
But you know what though? On the real though, clowning him, I ain't gonna say it gets you nowhere. But if anybody like really want to know like what not to do and recover, he's the guy to talk to.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, do you remember when every quarterback had to be 6'4", pocket quarterback?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was what they looked at and said, oh my God, Brock Osweiler, he's a traditional. It's like
he was. I mean, like I said, he had his moments. I mean, there was one point when he was playing games and people were like, wait a minute, he could be the next thing, but like I don't know what it was. Was it that Texans contract or whatnot? He just flunked out after that.
Yeah, because he played well. He played well in the Broncos when Peyton Manning got hurt.
Right.
And then they fucked up his career because then they sat him down and said, this one's for Peyton.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, you know what? You might be right. That probably was the reason why he flunked
That's
out.
What it was. They sat him down for that Super Bowl and was like, all right. Well,
and you know what? To be honest with you, the way that the Panther was playing that year, Brock would have probably won that Super Bowl too.
He would have. Well, no. Wait, no. Well, yeah, he would have won it because either way, Peyton Manning went out there and didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Peyton didn't do much. That's what I was saying.
Brock would have cooked him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
but then after that, he went to
that contract, man. That contract, once he got that, it's like it was over.
So the Texans got paid and was like, yeah, I'm good on this.
Right. That's basically something.
I'm saying. So you talking about Joe Flacco? Pretty much prototypical pocket quarterback. Oh my God, look how tall he is. He can see over the lineman. A lot of people can't.
Can only throw 3 routes.
Joe Flacco can throw a damn good seam route to Anquan Bolden.
Find another route. Out and dump off.
A lot of people don't realize Anquan Bolden was originally a quarterback at Florida State.
Yep.
He was, and he came in the league and was one of the most.
I remember when he played in the Sugar Bowl against Georgia that one year.
Anquan Bolden's one of the strongest fucking people I have ever seen.
Yeah, you don't mess with him.
Not just receivers, people. Like, that dude was fucking huge. And he was slow as shit, but try to tackle him. It's like, good luck.
You know what? I'm not even going to say nothing. And they said, Oswald like that game. I'm not even going to repeat it.
Man.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, leave that man alone.
You ain't had to do that man like that.
Leave that man alone, man. I mean, God. Come on. We can't say it. You can say it. We can't say it.
Anything else y'all got before we go, man?
That's it. I hope Mahomes is okay.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, they're walking him into the X-rays as of 4 minutes ago. So
NFL ratings on the line.
Oh,
for the rest of the year.
Not only that, I'm telling you, man, ESPN is gonna be sick, but them debate shows gonna be sick. They ain't gonna have no quarterback to talk about.
And if those little kids can't chuck the ball 90 yards on that video game,
Clint better come up with a contingency plan.
he's just gonna give Flacco that fucking. Give Flacco the bazooka arm.
No, don't do it.
Or Josh Allen. Yeah, we'll give Josh Allen the bazooka arm.
Now I'm just seeing the play. Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Because he was laying on top of his lineman when it happened.
Damn, Flacco.
He's done for the night. Yeah, I think he's done for the night. Were you talking to me?
Yeah, so what you got? Yeah, we're pretty much.
Well, you guys can follow me. Are we doing outros?
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, you guys can follow me on Twitter, DJ81. Apparently, this is a thing going around. Hashtag abilities be gone.
Man, who did that?
That 3 people have tweeted so far. So
Clowns.
actually, no, 1 person 3 times. But but yeah, definitely check me out on there. I also just released a video. Go check on YouTube, talking about the whole LeBron situation with China. That's on my channel. That's my full name, Derek Jordan, on YouTube. So I urge you guys go check that out, get that listen. Shout out to Ron Rush. He commented on that video, and yeah.
You know what?
What's up?
What?
I hate to offend any Chinese listeners we might have. You know what? Fuck China.
Well, I think everyone's been saying that, but
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Fuck China. Y'all know where I'm coming from. Fuck China.
So what's your out? That's your outro, Bill?
That's my outro. Fuck China.
Damn, we will not have any listeners from China from here on out. Damn, we wait a minute. Hold up. Bill, you could have said that after the show went off.
Oh, see, now we ain't doing this shit. Because then you're gonna have to come out and say, I don't think Bill's understood the ramifications of.
Yeah, he wasn't educated on the situation. My spirituality, my finances. And my baby mama's finances and physicality could have been in danger. Just could have waited until after the show.
I'm not following up with y'all. Y'all are stupid.
But for real, y'all are tripping over LeBron. Y'all that what he said at first, it made sense to me. He believed the same thing that man said, and that man is getting by scot-free, no punishment, no whatsoever. He doesn't need to be fired, but some type of discipline, because China could have held 2 teams hostage.
Look, Mark Rader, at this point, it seemed like NBA don't even want that money anymore, because Adam Silver's been like, y'all need to shut the fuck up. That's what Adam Silver
pretty much, yeah.
Adam Silver has been the one person that's like, no, fuck that. He can say what he wants. We're not gonna fire him, and we're not gonna discipline him. So
that's why this whole burning LeBron's jersey, calling him a sellout, doesn't make any sense, and people are just drinking all the damn Kool-Aid with no sugar in it. It's just ridiculous. But that was my outro. So
yeah, well, as for me, man, I mean,
fuck China.
I appreciate everybody coming through, and another great podcast. It went a lot smoother than I thought it'd be. Tuesday we're going to talk about the XFL draft. We're going to talk about the NBA debut.
Flacco's going to die out here. Oh my god.
We're also going to do Q&A, and I just hope you guys just come through if you got any questions. Preferably if you have any questions about the XFL draft and what players went to what teams, that'd be great.
And think up some questions before you come in the podcast, so we don't ask ourselves questions next time.
Jesus
right.
So, it's a Q&A, guys.
Yeah, that'll help.
We had questions from like 2 people last week, and we had other people watching just silent.
Right.
I mean, we thank you for coming. Trust me, it's not that. It's just
I'm gonna tell you what. If y'all don't have any questions, we're gonna roast the chat. Everyone if you don't ask a question on Tuesday, you're getting roasted. Period.
Oh my god!
So if you come to the show, be prepared for the question. All you need is one.
All right. So
you can even say, "Why am I here?" Just need one
something. Why did it rain today? Ask something.
Yeah. Hashtag ask first.
Ask some. Wow. You know what? That could go so many other places. This has been the first Framerates Podcast.
Episode 92.
Episode 92, the year of the Cowboys' first Super Bowl.
And apparently we're not being sponsored by Intro Champ anymore. No,
I'm waiting for y'all to finish, man, because y'all just...
Man, just put the banner up like you did last time.
Because I was doing my outro and y'all just took over. So
shit, I forgot. Hey, go.
Y'all just took over, man. So I was just letting y'all finish.
Go ahead. You good.
But no, man, like seriously, man, I appreciate it. I'm gonna be doing some more live streams as far as Gears 5. I'm almost done with that game. I think the next game I'm gonna do is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm gonna jump on that because I just finished Rise of the Tomb Raider. So I'm gonna jump on Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That might be my next one.
Too.
And so I want to hurry and finish that. And like I said, Tuesday, man, you know where to find us. And I may do some like regular videos. I mean, I've been wanting to do something, but
NA said something interesting. He said, Margarita, I meant the first of that era with, Aikman and them. NA said you have a call. You should have a call-in show.
Who's gonna call? I mean, we could just add them to the chat right here.
Yeah,
we could just add them in intro champ. Why have a call-in show?
And then kick them out.
You gotta ask.
Just like it would be a call-in. That would be kind of dope.
I gotta get a landline. I got people to call in. People gotta call. I got people.
That's what the Sim Standard had, and I was the one that pushed that to get them to get rid of that.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have people like Chris Thomas at work trying to call, and he get in trouble for being on his phone.
Right.
Then you're gonna have
people in trouble.
Then you're gonna have some dumbasses coming in. Well, I think y'all need to stop playing that goddamn Madden over there.
But not only that, though. Not only that, you're gonna have people on three-way that just trying to find their way to get on here just so they can feel important. And we ain't doing all that.
Right.
But
he doesn't have a marketing. Let me stop.
We're gonna catch y'all next Tuesday, man. Y'all be up. Y'all
wait a minute. No intro chip.
Put the banner up. Everybody put your U's up. Everybody put your intro champ up. Put the banner up, bro.
Really?
You gonna put the banner up? Thank you. And then he takes it down.
I didn't do that. That did it on his own. I didn't do that.
Really?
Why is it doing that?
Oh,
there it is. Y'all purchase your intro champ, man. If you guys are trying to make your own videos, live streams, or if you're trying to use any presentation on your job, this is a great place to use them. The link is down in the description. High quality intros. I highly recommend them. I use them myself. Like I said, I was going to think about making videos again. And if I do, you will see how those intros work. But like I said, click the link in the description. You might find one that you may like. So, all right. See you guys next time. And you know what to do. Tuesday, get your questions ready. We're going to talk about the XFL.
Or get roasted.
We're going to talk about the NBA. So see you guys next time. Peace.
Ask or get rashed.
Ew. That didn't even sound right.
That didn't sound right at all.
That's why I said it.
Oh, boy.